The fragile state. Why banning a satirical cockroach proves the government is terrified of its own youth. In the annals of political censorship, governments have banned books, exiled philosophers, and shut down rebel radio stations. But on May 21, 2026, the Indian state achieved a new milestone in institutional insecurity. It issued a legal demand to withhold the X, formerly Twitter account, of a satirical internet meme called the Cockroach Janta Party. The move came just hours after the parody account crossed a staggering 12 million followers on Instagram, officially eclipsing the follower count of the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. By treating a digital punchline as a national security threat, the administration didn't just expose its own thin skin. It perfectly illustrated why the movement resonated with millions of young Indians in the first place. There is a profound, almost comedic irony in a nuclear-armed, economically surging nation deploying federal legal machinery against a page whose official manifesto includes the right to be professionally lazy and headquarters located wherever the Wi-Fi works. The CJP wasn't born out of a foreign conspiracy or a well-funded opposition war room. It emerged as a spontaneous, hyper-ironic shield against a deeply condescending remark by Chief Justice Surya Kant, who likened online critics and unemployed youth activists to cockroaches and parasites. By weaponizing that insult, Gen Z did what they do best. They laughed at power. And by banning the account, the government did what it does best. It proved it has absolutely no idea how to handle a generation that refuses to play by the old, deferential rules of political discourse. The heavy-handed clampdown on @Cockroach for India exposes a deeper, more troubling reality. The state is terrified of the CJP because the satire is a deadly accurate mirror of real-world youth anxiety. Behind the jokes about ranting professionally lies a massive structural crisis that the political establishment has consistently failed to address. The exam failure, a generation broken by relentless competitive exam scandals, paper leaks like the NEET-UG crisis, and a broken educational pipeline that prints degrees but fails to provide employment. The economy of disillusionment. Millions of highly capable, digitally fluent young citizens are left completely locked out of the formal workforce, watching their aspirations evaporate into underemployment. The erasure of voice. Traditional student unions have been heavily policed or co-opted, leaving young people with virtually no mainstream institutional avenues to vent their frustration. When young people realize that the traditional promise of study hard, get a degree, get a job is broken, they turn to digital spaces. The CJP became their megaphone. Banning the handle doesn't fix the unemployment numbers, it just silences the people living them. The decision to block the account on X is a textbook case of political counterproductivity. In internet culture, attempting to hide or suppress information invariably backfires, blowing it up into an even larger phenomenon, a reality known as the Streisand Effect. Democracies need outlets for dissent, humor, satire, and even frustration. Predictably, within minutes of the ban, alternative handles like "Cockroach is back" popped up. Prominent public figures and comedians condemned the censorship, and the CJP's Instagram following continued to surge. You cannot use 20th century authoritarian tactics to suppress a decentralized 21st century internet culture. Cockroaches, as the party's satirical branding delights in pointing out, are notoriously impossible to eradicate. By converting a viral parody front into a forbidden fruit, the Indian government has handed the youth an accidental victory. It has validated their critique. It has proven that the state is not just indifferent to the plight of the unemployed and disillusioned. It is actively threatened by their laughter. If a democracy is too fragile to withstand the mocking gaze of its own youth dressed in cardboard cockroach costumes, the problem isn't the satire. The problem is the state.